Manchester United have just beaten Nottingham Forest 3-2 in the Premier League with goals from Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. The first 10 minutes of the game was absolutely woeful. Nottingham Forest went 2-0 up in the first 3 or 4 minutes, which obviously caused a lot of panic in the fan base. There was people absolutely fuming, as was I. But you know what? If I'm being fair, from minute one, I did have this little feeling that both of the goals were dodgy. Both of the goals were unlucky for Manchester United. Now, I know that that's not good enough. I know Manchester United need to be winning games confidently and convincingly. And the first 10 minutes of the game was not convincing. It really, really wasn't. We will delve into each of the goals and we will try and look at what happened. But overall, we have beaten them. We have beaten Nottingham Forest 3-2. And you know what? The second half, I think we were good. For 80 minutes of the game, I thought we were good. Those first 5 minutes, we were absolutely terrible. And we shouldn't be letting 2 goals in against Nottingham Forest in such quick succession. But do let me know in the comment section, guys, how are you feeling after the game? Are you feeling positive? Are you feeling worried still? We had some people at halftime saying that Erik ten Hag should be sacked, which I thought was obviously a bit ridiculous personally. You know what? Overall, I'm happy with it. I thought for 85 minutes of the game, we were really, really solid. We played some really good football. We should have got a couple more goals. Casemiro had an easy chance that he missed. Bruno had an easy chance that he missed. We had 68% possession, 18 shots and 9 shots on target. So we completely dominated them, and anything less than a win would have been an absolute disaster, really. Nottingham Forest were down to 10 men with about 20, 30 minutes of the game. Overall, it is just Nottingham Forest, so I'm not going to sit here and say we're about to win the league. I'm not going to sit here and be running around the garden screaming that Manchester United are back. I still just think that this is the bare minimum that's expected, really. Anything less than a win in this game would have been a disaster. A draw would have been a disaster. And even going 2-0 down in the first 3 or 4 minutes, I still thought at that point, anything less than a win from this game would be a disaster. You're at home. You haven't lost the game for 30 matches. You've just lost against Tottenham and you were poor against Wolves. We had to see a reaction. And you know what? Hats off to Erik ten Hag. Hats off to the players. We did see a reaction after those 2 goals. We didn't let our heads drop. We went out there and we won the game. So fair play to them. But let's jump into it. Let's analyze all of everything that's happened. But do let me know in the comment section as well who your man of the match is. Mine's going to shock some of you, all right? My man of the match for this game is Antony. You're probably all sat at home saying, what the hell is this idiot talking about? Antony, he was rubbish. In the second half, Antony was the best player on the pitch. No doubt about it. He looked unbelievable in that second half. The first half, he was rubbish. But in the second half, I thought he was incredible and showed a glimpse of why we paid all of that money for him. I'm not by any means saying that he justified his price tag, but I did think for the second half of the game, he was pretty decent. But let me know in the comment section, guys, who was your man of the match for the game? Let me know, and let me know your reasons why as well. The first goal obviously was from Christian Eriksen. Marcus Rashford runs down the wing, goes past 2 or 3 players, passes it into the box. Little shot off the side of his foot into the goal from Eriksen. It was a nice goal, it was. Second goal obviously was Casemiro. Again, a really, really nice goal, a really well-worked free kick. And the third one was a goal from Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. And I don't think anybody can have any complaints about the goal, the penalty. It was 100% a penalty. If that hadn't have been given, it would have been an absolute disgrace. We should have had one against Tottenham. How is everybody feeling about the game? Are you happy with the result? Obviously, I get it. The first 5 minutes were unacceptable. I get it. People are frustrated. People are concerned. People are saying, how did Manchester United struggle and let in 2 goals in those first 5 minutes? But if you actually look at those goals, the first goal was a corner. Nottingham Forest catch us on the break. Marcus Rashford has a head-to-head with the player. He's not physical enough. He lets the Nottingham Forest player get it. They've then got a head race back to the goal, and Marcus Rashford, for whatever reason, is unable to catch the striker, even though they both started in a relatively similar position. And I do think that Marcus Rashford should have got back and prevented that goal, the first one. The second goal, again, was an individualistic error. It's a free kick. Wan-Bissaka should header the ball. He doesn't even try and header it, and they score. I do not blame Erik ten Hag for either of the goals. Both of the goals were individual mistakes. Rashford on the first one, maybe a little bit of Onana as well. Onana should have come out and got the ball. He is supposed to be a sweeper keeper. He was doing what De Gea did. He was glued to his line. He didn't move. He should have come out and stopped it. He really, really should have, and he didn't. So I think the first one you could only really blame Marcus Rashford and Onana. The second one was Wan-Bissaka's inability to header the ball. So I'm not going to sit here and say Erik ten Hag's tactics didn't do the job, because I just don't think that's the case. I really don't. From the second that they scored the goals, we looked up for it. We did. We had 80% possession for a long period of the second half. We looked really, really on it. We created so many chances. And as I said, Bruno Fernandes missed a really, really easy chance in the first half, and so did Casemiro. We should have won that game 5 or 6-2. I'm not even joking. We had the opportunities to do it. Obviously, I'm happy with the result, but there is a bit of a concern. Obviously, it looks like Raphael Varane did go off with an injury. Now, what does that mean going into the final weeks of the window? We need to go and get another centre-back, because imagine if Lindelof comes in, who I have no problem with. Imagine if Lindelof gets injured. Then you're stuck with Johnny Evans or Phil Jones. We're in big, big trouble. But let's do our player ratings for the team. And do get involved in the live chat and let me know yours. And please do smash a like on the video, everybody. And please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. It doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. So please do get involved in the community. Right, let's go through it. So Onana, I think the first goal was definitely his fault. And not 100% his fault, but he could have done better. And the second goal, he could have probably done a little bit better as well. So I'd probably give Onana like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Wan-Bissaka had a really, really good game. I think Wan-Bissaka was quality. I'd probably give him a 7 out of 10. Diogo Dalot, maybe a 6. Martinez, I think, had a 6.5. Varane, 6.5. Anthony in the second half, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. The first, I'd probably say 5. So overall, probably a 6.5, a 7 out of 10 for Anthony. Bruno Fernandes, I'd probably say like a 6 out of 10. Rashford, 6 out of 10. And Martial, a 6 out of 10. So overall, there wasn't really any massive standout performers for me. I think Anthony was good in the second half, but I think everybody played okay. Casemiro had glimmers of being world class and glimmers of being dodgy. But overall, I was relatively happy with what I saw from that game. I don't know what it means going into the Arsenal game. Obviously, we play Arsenal a week today. Arsenal lost to a 10-man. Sorry, they drew with a 10-man Fulham. So I think we can be confident going into that match. And I think we should at least be going there with the expectation of drawing. I think losing against Arsenal away from home now would be a disappointment. We've shown that we have the mentality to go and win games from behind. So I would expect us to now go to Arsenal and hopefully get some sort of result, even if it is just 1 point. Because as soon as we play Arsenal, we then play Brighton in our next game, which will, of course, be very, very difficult. But overall, Manchester United have won the game. And that is the most important thing at the end of the day, isn't it? We're here to win football matches. Manchester United have won the game 3-2. I'm glad to just see us winning again. And I honestly think that other than those first 5 minutes, I honestly think we played pretty well. So I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm not going to sit here and slag off Erik ten Hag, because I don't think anything Erik ten Hag did was wrong, really. People would have said before the game, don't start Anthony. But I think Anthony was decent in the second half. I think he was better than Rashford probably across the whole 90 minutes. So I'm not going to say Erik ten Hag was wrong for starting Anthony, because I thought Anthony was good. I thought Diogo Dalot, a left-back, was okay. I don't really see what Erik ten Hag could have done differently to have improved that squad. But do let me know in the comment section. Obviously, there is a question mark around Casemiro as well. He went down injured. It looked like maybe a hamstring, but he did play the last 10 or 15 minutes of the game. If we lose Casemiro and Raphael Varane, that's going to be a massive, massive concern. And I would expect Manchester United to then react in the transfer market to go out there and bring some players in, because losing Varane and Casemiro, arguably two of our best players, two players who you probably would put in the world-class category, is a massive, massive blow, especially when you add Luke Shaw, when you add Mason Mount to that equation as well. And then you think of your replacements. You're looking at Scott McTominay coming in. You're looking at Lindelof, which is okay, but then if he gets injured, you're looking at Maguire and Johnny Evans. It's a massive concern, and we need Manchester United to now go and react to this in the market and bring some players in. We need them to get Amrabat. We need them to get Gravenberch. And we need probably a centre-back now if Raphael Varane is injured. But do let me know in the comment section who your man of the match is. It's just a quick one to give my feelings of the game. Overall, obviously, I'm happy that we won the match. The first 5 minutes of the game was obviously a bit worrying, but overall, I think we were definitely the better team, and I think we definitely deserve to win. So I'm not going to be too negative about it, because I just don't see the point in that. Like, we won the match. We deserve to win the match. Their first two goals were pretty dodgy, in my opinion. They were individualistic mistakes. So I'm not going to blame that on Erik ten Hag, and I'm not going to blame that on the rest of the team. I think those two goals could have been prevented and should have been prevented if the two players who were probably responsible for them had done their jobs properly. I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Please do smash a like on the video on your way out. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And please do let me know in the comment section how you are feeling after the game, who is your man of the match, and all of that other good stuff. This has been Daily Red Devil. I've been Kieran, and I'll catch you all on the next one.